Hey all, so this is the Chupacabra Carnage event. This is a Fire Slayer event. This is Beast Killer. This has the Prestige system back. I'm not a big fan of the Prestige system, unfortunately. It's making the bosses very difficult. A lot of Prestige bosses seem to spawn as well, so it's very difficult to avoid prestiging, but this is my main team. It's mainly a commander deck, but this is the best I could manage without any event cards. So this is the Servants of Savagery card. This has the killer skill. This is part of the horrible rainbow deck from a while back. I'm sure some of you remember this card. This card here, a good power gem spawner, and then these three cards. These have a nice damage buff on them when you take damage. So this is a 3-turn deck effectively. You need to take damage, then use the cards. Also has this bonus attack. Look at the main card. Triple attack buff. So you get an extra 2 attacks from this. This is the best deck I could make. So a few other ideas. This is just to counter armor. I've added Ray. This is actually 5 times awakened now. Here's another team you could try. This relies on Circuit Break Hilaria. This one increases Arcane Killer attack, multiplied by 10 if there are 8 Fire Power Gem 1s or higher on the board. So most of these are Arcane Killer cards, apart from the Blitzkrieg Beasts, which is just to spawn Power Gems. I could swap that card out, that's just there as a filler and to try and complete the quest. One other team you could try if you're really not this team. Lag, unfortunately, made me do that. Right. If you have the Glorious Golems deck, you could try mixing this card with it, as this card has the Beast Killer skill. It's a very old card, but if you're really running out of ideas, that's something else you could try. So I'm going to use my main team. I have been struggling with getting solo keys. I am also in Legends, unfortunately, which means I'm going to have major problems getting anywhere with this event. So let's kill this big Eternal. So there's the killer skill. So you need to take damage in order for this to be most effective. The major problem here is if the opponent has armor, at that point you can use that card and then all the other cards after you've taken a hit and do pretty decent damage. It's not bad anyway. On the solo bosses, it's not doing a huge amount though. And then just repeat the process. This is definitely the most effective deck I could make out of the cards I have available. You don't need to use the Rainbow Killer, or should I say Rainbow Card skill if you don't want to. You get enough power gems from these. That card there, the Servants of Savagery. So that's the best deck I can make. The damage is reasonably good. My main problem here is I'm struggling to get any solo keys. I'm actually struggling with keys altogether. As you can see, I only have 25 guild keys left. Someone else hitting as well by the looks of it, which is useful. I'll tag that one. Nice Inferno. Hopefully I'll get some keys from that. I can kill some of the guild bosses with 1 key as well. But the bigger bosses, obviously I'm going to need 3 or 9 keys with this deck. So let's try the Inferno. I've got enough keys to hit this now. So I use the 9 key battle boost. Here we go. So this should die on turn 3 unless this has armor, in which case it might not. The Ray team is quite useful on the bigger bosses that have armor. Let's see what skill it's got. That's alright. So I'll probably just kill it using these 4 cards. I've never liked the rainbow deck. I went for it anyway a long time ago. Yeah, that was nice and easy. There we go. So that's alright on the weaker bosses. Nothing good there. I'm going to have a go at the Radiant. I'm going to show you my alternative deck. This one here. It's nowhere near as effective, but it's something to consider if you are really struggling for ideas. Right, here we go. This will take a bit longer, but it should still kill the boss. So I need to get the supercharged buff up. I'm sure you've all seen me use this deck before. And when that's up, just use all the cards. This also dispels armor, so this might be a better choice against some bosses than the fire team, even though the damage is, yeah, quite low. It's not bad for a dark team though. I'll chip away at this boss. If I can get some ultimate gems up from this card, then it should be a bit more effective. It's actually not bad though, considering. But it is slow. I should be able to kill this boss with this team without too many problems. Yeah, one more hit. Get the supercharged buff up again. I need supercharged in order to be able to do any damage though. Even though I had a full grid there. The Golems deck is still one of my favourite decks in the game. There we go. You can see my bosses are actually still very low level. I've had constant prestige bosses spawn right from the start, so I've had major problems not getting my bosses prestiged all the way up to 5. So I'll try the other deck. I made another fire team. I'll just try and find it. There we go. So this is something you could consider trying as well. This relies on increasing the damage of all Arcane killer cards. Idea behind this, turn 1, do that, and then turn 2, just use all the cards. Then this one increases the Arcane Killer attack by a significant amount, so this should kill it quite quickly. As you can see, the 2 Arcane Killer cards did quite a bit more damage than the other cards. If you're really struggling for ideas, that's something you could try as well. I'll tag the Eternal, just in case someone else kills it before I get a chance to get to it. By far the best team, though, is the fire team I showed you at the start. That's sometimes doing 5 trillion or so every 4 or 5 turns. So, yeah, that's pretty decent. But against these bosses, you can see the HP on all these bosses is really high. Alright, so I've been playing for a bit longer now, and I've managed to get a semi-decent solo boss to spawn, even though it's low level. This is a good boss for testing out my team on, so here we go. So I need to wait until the enemy hits me once before I use my skills. Easy to forget that with this team, so use the skills on turn 3. There we go, like so. That also dispels chaos, which is quite useful. As you can see, that's not bad. About 4 trillion, I think. Wait one more turn. There we go, I've taken a hit. I think I'll ignore using the first card this time, just use these 4. There we go. Having those rainbow power gems on the grid I don't think helps much, to be honest. There we go. Alright, so try again. I actually think it does less damage if I use that card, as it fills up quite a large amount of the grid with power gems that have no use. I might be able to kill it in one attack. We'll see. Right, let's try again. See how much damage this does. So that's actually doing about 5 trillion now. That's not bad at all. So it should kill it on this turn. There we go. So that's what the deck can do pretty much. Unfortunately, that did not even change my rank. So everyone in the guild has an unclaimed cloak boss. I'm sure I've mentioned this before in previous videos, but we save those up for later on. It's quite hard to MVP solo bosses during this event. This is why we don't have that many cloaks up. Now if I have a look at the Legends League rewards, if you have a look near the bottom, you only get a 4-star Dragoon. In Emperors, you got a 5-star Dragoon as long as you finished silver or better. This is why I don't really like going in Legends, and depending on what happens, I might deliberately get myself demoted from Legends. I'm not far away from demotion already. I don't see a huge amount of point in staying here though, when I'm going to end up getting less gems and only 4-star cards from this league, when in Emperors I could quite easily get the 5-star card and more gems for less work as well. So that's something to consider if you are currently in Legends. And finally, let's have a look at the season. This is the last event in this season, so you need to use your coins up, otherwise they'll be converted into loyalty coins. I have enough to get 1 card. Let's come up with this one. I don't know why. I could get the ultimate form for this deck. I'm not sure, I may do that. Let's have a look at the ultimate form. This increases immortal killer attack. That's not bad, is it? I'll consider that one. I think my favourite deck from this season is probably this one here. I have already got this card. This one spawns power gems for 3 turns in a row. So I may take this up to 2 stars. I'm not sure yet. I think this is probably the best deck out of this season though. But it is entirely up to you if you have coins to use up. That's something for me to think about anyway. And that's the end of the video. I hope that was helpful. Hopefully giving you a few ideas for what you can do if you don't have the event deck. This is going to be a very difficult event for me, playing in Legends as a totally free player. Last event I got first in Emperors and actually got, I think, 28th global. My first time ever finishing in global, so I've basically been forced into Legends through that. I will either play this event very hard or deliberately get myself demoted. I'm not sure yet. But if you do have any questions regarding this, or any suggestions for future videos, feel free to let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching.